1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, infinity, part 3. I recently took offense when a close friend shared words that I felt were both anti-equality and spiteful. And after pointedly but politely calling him out on the matter, I decided to incorporate the theme of advancing equality in a letter to my son and to tuck my thoughts on the matter in the birthday card I sent to him. What follows is part 3 of 7 segments of my birthday epistle to my elder of 2 children and the father of my grand one. When your great-grandparents were born, nearly everyone on earth lived within lands where kings, queens, sultans, and emperors ruled. And usually the royal they ruled behind the veil of the God-ordained divine right of kings. And though the canards of noblesse oblige was much touted in Western culture, history definitely proves that it was universally true that royalty, to a greater or lesser extent, ruled by the golden rule. The golden rule of he who has the gold makes the rules, not the do unto others as you would have done unto you one. 3 of your paternal GGPs were born in the U.S. and 1 immigrated here. Twice. Long story. Remind me to bore you with it later. Imperialism was not a movement held exclusively by royalty, a fact demonstrated by our westward and Pacific Island expansionism, an expansionism that stands as a shining beacon of disproof concerning our pledge of liberty and justice for all, a pledge that came into being under the auspices of Francis Bellamy with his 9/8/1892, I pledge allegiance to my flag and the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Left-leaning inclusiveness certainly did not mean equal liberty and justice for all, as women of any hue had fewer rights than men of any color, and the darker one's skin, the less justice one was likely to receive. A statement easily supported by attacks by white mobs on entire towns where black people lived, plus thousands and thousands of individual lynchings. There were those who championed for progress, those who wrote beautiful words such as Emma Lazarus with her, the new Colossus, that which declares, give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. A work published just prior to your GGP's arrival upon the earth. But though that poem became an inscription on the Statue of Liberty in 1903, Lady Liberty's arms remained crossed in denial of entry concerning how many of those kinds of people could enter the U.S., a fact demonstrated by our turning away hundreds of thousands of Jews and other undesirables who had fled Europe in general and Germany in particular in the 1930s as they tried to escape the racist, sexist, hate-filled Nazis and other right-wing patriots. And let us not minimize the sexism. We can look to Maryland, the state where I met your mother, the state whose motto reads Fatti machi parol femin and translates to manly deeds, womanly words, a literal belittling of thought and debate as represented by women, and glorification of action. Action Jackson, the very personification of men. A particularly fascinating perspective when one considers how many women fought long and hard to end slavery, as well as the battle to earn the franchise. They who had to fight in order to vote, a right that was literally not earned by women in the U.S. until 1920, the same year my mother was born. Though the age of imperialism was still going strong, the age of monarchy was continuing its slow decline, a decline that was dramatically punctuated with the 1917 War to End All Wars. Your GGP Phil fought in the War to End All Wars. It wasn't called World War I until 1941 rolls around, and we have an absolute Second World War with WW2. But your immigrant GGP Anton was rejected when he tried to enlist because of his German origins. German-Swiss origins, that is. You know all those true tales about people marrying U.S. citizens in order to stay in this country? One day before your birthday, I learned that my U.S.-born grandmother, lost her citizenship a century ago when she married Tony, the legal alien who immigrated to the U.S. from Switzerland twice, and that to earn back her citizenship birthright, she had to wait until my grandfather became a citizen, a status she reverted to on Flag Day in 1940. Do you wonder if that worked in reverse? If U.S. men lost their citizenship if they married legal aliens? I'll give you a hint. Men were seen as full citizens and women as adjuncts with far more limited rights than their husbands had.